We are talking the latest Detroit Lions news and rumors for you folks today. And in this video, we are breaking it all down. The Lions signed 10 players. We're going to talk about that, what it means for this team. We're also going to get into Aaron Glenn has been requested for an interview for a head coaching job. We'll talk about that. Ben Johnson, multiple requests for head coaching positions. We'll get into that. And players per Fansided who probably won't be returning this year. But before we get into today's video, if you decide to go scuba diving in the ocean and you find some structures, you report those structures, and end up being you found the lost city of Atlantis, go ahead and subscribe to my channel because we talk all things Detroit Lions news and rumors. Sometimes being a Lions fan, feel like you struck gold. Also, take that like button with you and let that bad boy get rich. Let's get into today's Lions news and rumors. As you can tell, folks, I'm losing my voice. That is why I did not stream last night. So apologize for that. Bear with me through this video in the next couple of days while I get my voice back. With that said, the Colts have requested an interview with Aaron Glenn to, potentially become their head coach. Now, we've been talking about Ben Johnson quite a bit in the offseason. Why? Because the offense has been absolutely magnificent. But Aaron Glenn last year was a hot commodity for a head coaching job. He ended up not getting it, coming back here to Detroit, and the defense has taken a downturn, if you want to say that. But we know that he's a talented guy, and the Colts believe so as well. Do I think he gets the position? Probably not. But, hey, if he does, he does. And that's what it's all about, because we need to build our coaching tree, and it looks like we're starting to build that with Dan Campbell. Folks, the playoffs are still going on, so you can bet on games. Go to chessports.com/LionsBet, put in the promo code Lions125, and you'll get a 125% deposit bonus. You can make some money. It's better than a lottery ticket. It's better than a casino. It's safer anyways to make a little bit of money instead of just blowing it all. Right now, folks, I'm at 31,741 subscribers. Let's get to 31,800. Just, 59 away. So if you're one of those 59, go ahead and subscribe to the channel so you don't miss out on latest news and rumors regarding our Detroit Lions. Ben Johnson has been requested to interview 3 coaching positions: Indianapolis Colts, Houston Texans, Carolina Panthers. The Colts apparently love Detroit Lions because they're going to be interviewing both of our offensive coordinator and defensive coordinator. The odds of him getting the Colts job, I would say it's less likely. Why? Because Ben Johnson may want to take a position that's a little bit better than the Colts. The Colts really don't have a quarterback right now. A mess all around. One of the bad teams in the NFL. If he was to take a position, it would probably be with a different football team. Maybe like the Carolina Panthers, who I think the roster is a little bit better. But the Colts could be a good job for him. It's not as bad as the Houston Texans, where they're a mess. But the Texans do have high draft pick, multiple draft picks, because they traded Deshaun Watson. Maybe that's appealing to a Ben Johnson if they end up offering him the job, because you'll have the ability to get the quarterback who you want in the draft, sitting at pick 2. You can get some more talent around the football team with multiple more draft picks that they got. So that is quite appealing. However, the general manager and the owner there seems to be issues there. So maybe that won't be a job for him. But I do think it's a little bit appealing. Carolina Panthers position here. This is appealing as well. They got a high draft pick. They do got some quality players. Hell, they beat us this year. And, they got some good defensive players, good offensive players. They can do something good over there for the Carolina Panthers, but they don't have a quarterback. You'd have to draft your quarterback. And I don't think that would be a problem for Ben Johnson. I think he's a hot commodity. I'm sure there's going to be more positions that eventually will open up that could look at Ben Johnson for sure. And we'll see, because it just depends how many more positions open up. You do got the Denver Broncos position, but I talked to Brandon Perna. He believes they're going to go with the veteran coach, so maybe that's not for him. But hopefully these guys don't sign Ben Johnson. I love Ben Johnson. I want him to be our offensive coordinator for another year and then let him get the job next year with another position. I just like what he's doing with this team. I like how this offense is going. And who knows exactly what's going to happen in the future. If you look at last year with Aaron Glenn, he was really good. He was a hot commodity. They ended up not getting the position, and the defense took a downturn. So if you're another football team, do you want that to happen again? Do you think he's going to get a head coaching job? Let me know in the comment section. It's going to be the pinned comment for this video. Will Ben Johnson get a head coaching position? Y for yes, N for no. Let me know what you think on this one. The Detroit Lions did make some moves. If they signed 10 players to future deals here, Maurice Alexander, I liked him in last training camp. In preseason, he was really good at kick return and punt return. So I do like that they signed him in a future deal for, upcoming training camp that'll happen here in the summer. Tom Kennedy, of course, he's always going to be a Detroit Lion. This guy has been on the practice squad forever, and he's always a good player to have if there's an injury. Jermar Jefferson, running back, he'll probably be a practice squad guy. But again, we do have quality players that are free agents. I think they will bring Jamal Williams back, but he's a free agent. What are they going to do with DeAndre Swift, Justin Jackson? Questions there. Stanley Berryhill, not really anything going on there. Darren Paulo, not really anything. I'm not worried about that one. Abina Eze, the rookie last year in this last draft. He's got a lot of talent and size, but he's so raw. So it's not bad for him bringing him back. He'll probably be a practice squatter again. Jaron Williams, okay. Demetrius Taylor, he was a standout. A lot of people liked him. 53 for a little bit, then went back to the practice squad. Same with Brady Breeze. He was brought up. And Khalil Dorsey. Not a lot of big names or anything, but not too bad to bring some of these cats back to see what they can do for the future. Fansided did an article here, and it talked about 5 players who most likely will not be back this year. One of the players here was Quintez Cephus. This one's interesting to me. Quintez Cephus is a talented wide receiver. He really is. But he's got to be on the field, and he's injured quite a bit. The best ability is availability. I actually agree with this. I don't think he's going to be back. We got a really good, talented wide receiver core. And if you're going to say there is an injury, I would rather have Tom Kennedy come in, someone that's done it before. With Quintez Cephus, who has just been injured, and injuries we just can't have. Charles Harris, I've talked about him. He seems inevitable. Salary cut, we got a guy named James Houston who can take over his role. No need for him. Michael Brockers he's a great leader, but he's never on the field. We believe he's not back. Halapoulivaati Vaitai, he's talented, but he's been injured. We need guys that can be on the field. He shouldn't be back. Amani Oruwariye absolutely should not be back for the Detroit Lions. The only time you heard his name is due to the fact of making a bad play or it was a flag. We don't need that anymore. We need to move on, get other players that can help us out. Let's continue on here. Fansided did 10 storylines that the Lions fans need to pay attention to this offseason. One is, do the Lions upgrade the backup quarterback position? I do believe they do that. That is a storyline that we all should pay attention to. But again, it could be in the draft. A 7th round pick, 6th round pick. Or they can go and get a guy in a veteran in free agency. But I do think we're going to have an upgrade at the backup quarterback position. Does DeAndre Swift have a future in Detroit? This is a major storyline we have to watch for. What is going on with DeAndre Swift? He had an up and down season. He was not consistent. He would have great plays, then he would disappear. Could the Lions upgrade the running back position in the NFL draft? Very possible. Very, very possible. 2nd round, they could do something like that. 3rd round, we'll see. Will Ben Johnson return as Lions offensive coordinator? Yes, major storyline here. Don't know on this one. Will he get a head coaching job? Well, this storyline is going to be major until all the coaching positions are filled for head coach. And right now, I think a lot of Lions fans are hoping he doesn't get the job because we want him back. That is one we got to watch for. Does Brad Holmes go with defensive first approach with the Detroit Lions 2023 first round picks? That is a major storyline. I think he does. That is the weakness on the team. Maybe he goes different, but my assumption right now is 85% yes. That's going to be both defensive players with those positions, unless an anomaly happens where a great offensive weapon falls. Just doesn't seem likely. Let's continue on here. Does Jameson Williams make a second-year jump? We hope so. We traded up for this guy. He didn't do a whole lot this year. We need him to make a major jump in 2023. That will be probably one of the biggest storylines because with jumping up there in the draft, wanting to see him talent, you look frustrated with not getting the ball. Big one. Does Jeff Okudah experiment come to an end? This is one of the storylines I talked about multiple times in live shows. What is going on with Jeffrey Okudah? Is the Lions going to get rid of him? He was benched a couple of times, reduced snaps, and inactive for the last week, even though it was a shoulder injury. What is going to happen with Jeff Okudah? Big one. What will Holmes and company do with the linebacker position? 100%. We need to upgrade this position. Myself and multiple content creators talked about that. It must get better. We got to acquire better talent there. Do the Lions find a new number one tight end? I don't think this is a storyline at all. Damn it, we're good at tight end. We don't need to draft a tight end. We don't need to sign a tight end in free agency. Brock Wright, Shane Zylstra, and James Mitchell is good. We don't need a tight end. I don't know why this keeps coming up, but we don't need one. We don't, folks. Oh, man. In the upcoming videos, we got the show at 4 p.m. Eastern Time on my channel. And potentially Sunday at 12:30. That was for the live watch parties. I'm debating on the 12:30 one still. Should I continue to do live shows on Sunday? Let me know in the comment section there. But definitely every single Thursday. With that said, folks, adios.